Starting now?
Whenever you're ready, Jordan.
All right.
Why do you do that?
That's my cue.
Oh, that's your cue.
I'm doing my own cue so we can know when we're cutting. Dude. Dude, stop hating. What the fuck is that? All right.
Yeah, your phone on silent?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see. Yep,
Yeah.
I'm on silent now. I hushed that baby up.
Yeah.
Do the same?
No, you don't need to. I just do that. Okay. Don't need to copy me, dog.
I did it for the lulz. I definitely did it for sure. The lulz. I definitely did it for shits and giggles.
All right.
He's like,
I'm
what are
trying
you
to
doing?
do the countdown. I'm trying to.
It's like, what are you doing?
Okay.
You don't need a countdown. Stop.
I'm doing a countdown.
Okay. Well, why do you have to do this?
Because I like it. This is.
You can't just... Go ahead.
Okay, fuck you. All right, everybody.
No, I don't like that. Go ahead.
Okay.
Come on, Homeless Jordan.
Almost done.
That's right. Look at calm down for you. See my hand?
All right.
Okay. All right, everybody.
Wait,
Well,
why are you yelling? That was freaking loud. you went from this to this.
dude.
That was loud. That was super loud.
Okay.
I could hear. Super loud.
Okay. Oh my god,
That
dude.
was so loud. I'm serious. If I was at your house, I could hear you. Like regular. Like, don't get all
Okay.
Don't get all excited.
I'm always excited.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Yes, he is excited.
He's really excited right now.
I know.
Stop moving closer to the mic.
Oh my god.
You don't have to have the chicken. Okay. Ready?
Oh,
Here we
man.
go. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to 24 Slayton. Dude, guess who's sitting in this chair for the first time? But right now, I'm going to do something a little bit special. Trying to educate you on the world of esports. And I'm joined here by my buddy.
Monty?
Yeah, that's who you are. All right, Monty, tell us what you are. Like,
What I am?
yeah. Like, what are you about? What are you about?
I'm just a guy that really loves video games. But you guys know me as professional player for Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, ranked number 49 in the world currently. Gonna see what the full year ranked me as. I'm hoping for top 40. That gets released late January of 2026. At the time that we're recording this, about like 24 days of waiting. Actually, no, 20 days, which is about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, professional Smash Brothers player for about 6 years now. 6 years. I became like ranked in a region around 4 years. Oh my god, 4.5 years ago. At this point, yeah, like ranked in SoCal. I got ranked like 4.5 years ago. Damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
You're like,
but
you're like piecing it together. Like, wow.
yeah, but just been ranked and love video games.
Uh-huh. All right. So, like, you started, like, what, 6 years ago? Like, do you remember your first tournaments?
Yeah. I remember being in high school and going to Congo Saga. That was my first tournament ever. I had never played in any tournament before that, and I played a Little Mac round 1, and thinking to myself like, "Damn, like this is esports, isn't it?" No, but just played first few rounds. I played a little, as I said, a Little Mac my first round, and then I fought against the legend himself, Lightspeed, for my second round. And I took a game, but he won 2-1. Hindsight, I'm pretty pissed off that I let him beat me, but retrospect, I also wasn't as good back then, and this was this was a super major, so I also was kind of nervous at the time, and I just wanted to meet the top players like like Leo, Meister, Samsora back in the day, Samsora before he
Yeah.
but he is now technically unbanned, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting.
Not just that, Samsora's here.
Yep, Samsora is in our region now. Yeah.
Plays nearly every Tuesday at the same spot where we always at.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't treat him any differently than I do anybody else.
Mhm.
At this point, it was very harmless what he did.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna get.
We
into
don't need
that.
to get there.
I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah. Like all the famous players, like Tweek, Glutony, all those players. Meister was especially like my big inspiration back then.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was my first experience back then.
Yeah. And like, honestly, when did you feel like you were starting to like actually get there?
I would say I thought I was getting there when I started winning some tournaments offline. Playing online and being like, I don't know, like ranked online. Like Area 51 was what the ranking was called back then, which meant like I barely missed the cut for being ranked.
PGR?
Yeah, like online PGR or whatever it is. It was really inconsistent. I had no metric of where I was in terms of my skill, and being like online ranked was all I knew at that point. And then coming to realize that the in-person tournaments were more less about luck in terms of lag and like dealing with like everybody's connection, and more about actually fighting the opponent. So I felt like having an offline metric was what gave me a better idea of like that I could continue and like keep going further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because I've been in the scene and I've like always commentated everything, and I was also at Congo Saga, and I was doing, I played that. That was gonna be like one of my. No, that wasn't gonna be my last round. That's when I was like deep in the scene, but I was gonna like the first time I saw you was actually at a tournament right here, the Land Hero. Yeah, and that's when I got right back into commentary. And the first match I remember commentating against you was you dying at 30%
to Incineroar side B.
Yeah, to SkyJ.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. He just came to the local scene, or well, he wasn't like a new player because I had kind of known him from Mexico, and like in 2019 he was like like top 4 in regionals and stuff like that. He wouldn't get there, but like I had known of his existence back then, and then all of a sudden he just exploded back in terms of skill back then in like 2021.
Yeah, but when I heard when I went to that tournament and I heard about you, like that's when I realized, oh, this guy's a threat. Like this guy's actually gonna be like really powerful. And that's why like watching that gameplay.
Yeah,
like, that's where I was getting excited. It's like, oh, Monty's kind of him. He's kind of like. He's gonna be part of the new blood.
You didn't think I got straight up like clipped, and I was just gonna be like rush over?
No, you absolutely got clipped. That is quite.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real.
That's what I was thinking.
That moment is quite possible. If I'm gonna make a new reel on my commentary, that is going in there.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%, dude. Respect on that. Yeah,
I was crying laughing.
Yeah.
That was so. But like, when did you like? Right there, that's when I was starting to get to know you. But
yeah.
Like, when did you like? What do you do to like fully improve? Because from that moment to now is night and day.
Man, it's a whole journey, right? It's like there's some days where you're not playing good, and some days where you are. I quickly became a threat. After the end of 2021, like 2022 was where everybody started seeing me as like a threat. Um, Going back to 2021 December, I played in a pre-local for main stage. That was our, that was my first major I had ever been to. Actually, I'm sorry, Congo Saga is,
Yeah.
but post quarantine, main stage was my first major I've been to. I traveled to Vegas in October. I got like 13th at that regional. I went with like Nito, Marco, Dragneel at the time. All those players. We went to that tournament. Even Charlie the King was there too. That was his actually last tournament before he like disappeared for like 2 years or whatever, how long it was. So that was my first like out of region and all that. And then going back to the main stage pre local, I had won that and I beat like a bunch of like out of state players. Like I forget what the list is, but that was like, oh my god, wait, hold up. I'm getting really good at this game. Like I won like a big pre local, and like I would always watch pre locals like on Twitch and stuff, and like all the big players. So winning that made me feel like it was a big accomplishment. So that was like my first moment where I'm like, oh shit, like I'm pretty good. And then I ran into main stage, and then I got 97th there, and then I was like, oh damn, that hurt, that hurt. So I was like, oh damn, it's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So then after that, 2022 was a big grind, and then Genesis 8, I got 17th at Genesis 8, beating Elegant back then when
Oh,
he was number one
jeez.
in our region.
Yeah.
And I also beat Orion in a European Wolf player, and I also beat who did I beat? Mystery Soul. He was like the second best like Incineroar at the time. So
Yeah.
that tournament was us like where I started seeing like holy shit, like damn,
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah. Because for the people like our audience, like when he's talking about how he's beating these people, these are not just like people within like Southern California.
Mhm.
These are players from around the world.
Yeah.
Like SkyJ is one of the best players from Mexico. Like they're all traveling internationally to enter these video game tournaments, and you are like you're beating them. You're going toe to
Yeah.
toe.
Yeah.
So like, and when you're doing this grind, you're not just playing Smash Brothers because you were in college. You went to
Yeah.
the same college as me.
Yeah. Cal Poly Pomona.
And what are you studying?
I studied electronics systems engineering technology at Cal Poly Pomona. It was a 4.5 year program, and I studied it, full time the whole way, so 16 units per semester, and it was essentially just a grind to get all these classes done. Um, yeah, I finished it in 4 years. I completed my senior project
That's insane.
um, in a year, and I also completed all autonomous vehicles, controls, control and feedback systems. And I also completed what other class was there? Microcontrollers. Um, what else is there? I didn't do FPGAs. That was a class that I could have taken. I took autonomous vehicles. I said that earlier. And then what was another hard class that I finished? Let's see. I'm trying to think. Robotics. Robotics was a hard class I took, but it was also pretty fun because the teacher made it fun. The lecture's pretty fun because there was comedic relief with him. So he was a pretty cool teacher, and but also he was able to be serious sometimes and be like, you know what, this is what you got to get done. This is what you got to get done. So yeah, um that was a good class overall. Like all the classes, being able to complete projects for each of those classes. Controls was really hard. Um, Autonomous vehicles, and then having a senior project to be done in a year that we didn't start like officially locking in for. Sorry, not locking in, focused.
Do you you could keep however you want. You could talk however you want.
Okay, yeah, like I can like say any like slang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep your slang.
Okay, yeah. So like officially locking in like 3 to 2 months beforehand, before the project was due, and we had to present it. Before it was due. What's it called? And completing it within that time frame, and then presenting it. That was all done within the same, within 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Controls was 2023-ish. Really tough time, really tough project and all that. And then microcontrollers, had another project there, coding and like building or not robots, building circuit boards, catered to, using a microcontroller and learning how it functions and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, this is so complicated. Like, no, like
it's a whole.
It's really interesting. It's really
yeah.
interesting, but it's like just me sitting right next to you, like
yeah.
I'm like thinking, like, damn, like this is like a whole ass other language,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, you're still beating ass in Smash Bros.
yeah.
Like, because you weren't just like studying, like you were traveling internationally, entering like the majors as well.
Yeah.
Because like, where did you go?
Oh. Well, in 2022, I went to mainly West Coast tournaments. Like that was the year for it. So like Genesis,
Which is
what's up?
like where, like, it'd be also nice to know where the tournaments are.
Yeah. My bad. Genesis was in San Jose, California, so right there by San Francisco. I also went to Double Down, which was in Las Vegas. Where else did I go in 2022? Shoot.
Oh, what was the? I know you.
I'm trying to think of other tournaments that I was at.
What is the one you top eighted?
That was 2020. Yeah, 5.
It's 2025.
Or wait.
Oh,
top 8?
Yeah. Wait. I know you top eighted a few.
Like in 2022?
Yeah. Oh no, in 2022 you were going like basically like 32nd, like 16th, right?
Yeah.
Like 17th.
I was
place?
like a 17 placer back then, like pretty frequently. 2025, I went to Vancouver, Canada for Battle of BC. That's where
that's where you got the top 8.
Yeah, that's where I top 8'd. Yeah, beating her, Light, and all those players. Yeah.
Because I was thinking of Atreus.
Chris?
Yeah. I think he top.
Oh wait.
No, it was 2023. That's when he top 8'd. Because I was like we were.
Chris?
I think he did.
Who's Chris?
No, Atreus.
Oh,
yeah.
Matt.
Yeah,
Matt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt top 8'd Gommel.
Yeah, Gommel.
Yeah, he top 8'd Gommel back then, beating like 3-stocking Meister, and then like beating Mr. R too, like just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who else he beat, but those are the main people I can remember.
But yeah, Meister, big player from Mexico, and also he's considered the best Game & Watch in the world.
At the time.
Yeah, at the time, which is your character.
Yeah.
So, like, from watching Meister all the time to becoming to your level right now.
Yeah.
What are like the clear distinctions between you and him? Like, give us like a little breakdown, like on like your mentalities and how you play.
Yeah. So, I think the difference between us is, the thing is that this is what I see, right? So it's gonna be very.
No, you could keep it. You could keep it as technical, and if I feel like if the words are complicated, I'll explain it to you.
No. Well, yeah, it's more so. I'm not sure if this is even true. This could not be going on in his mind, like all together. I would say the main difference between us is, for me, I take it less serious nowadays. Like mentally, the game. I'm more of an outgoing person outside of the game. So when it comes to when the game ends or before the game, Um, or during the game, there's usually the crowd behind the match. I'm a dude that likes to listen to it. Like when they say when the crowd yells during an intense match that I'm playing, when they're yelling like "suck his toes" or they're yelling like like crazy shit like that. Like they're yelling like what else do they yell like "you beat his ass." That's a main. That's like a main one. Or they might be yelling, "you better suck his" or whatever, "suck his dick" or anything like that. Anything that they yell that is funny, that shit makes me laugh. But for Meister, he's more like focused. Like he doesn't want to listen
gotta
to
be
that.
locked in.
He doesn't use it. He doesn't use that to like to his like advantage. So to me, he's more serious in the game, like whenever he's playing. But for me, I can't be overly serious or else I get a cortisol attack. I think or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is too much. I can't handle too much. Well, pressure is okay, right? Pressure is what drives you to play well, but um like
You're using the comedic relief of the crowd to like deal with the anxiety.
yeah, that's something I try not to take things as seriously. Like when it comes to the crowd. Because that's what helps me, continue and push on. There are moments where, I have to have my headphones on and, lock in. But I'm not overly I don't know, I'm not overly serious, overly nervous. Well, I don't think Meister is either, but I'm not overly serious within the game. I can't hunch over and be completely focused for like no reason. Yeah.
Yeah, because you playing the character that you play, which is Game and Watch, people within the community see it as no skill, brainless.
Oh, yeah, no.
And you are vilified
Yeah.
in the community.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't matter where you are. When you're in SoCal and you're playing against other SoCal players, they would try to root for them.
Yeah.
However, as a community, we always feel like we always have solidarity within our players because if they're beating their ass, that means we're justified. But like, how do you deal with kind of being that semi-villain, even though you're a nice guy?
Yeah, it was always mentally straining in the earlier years of being this presence in Smash of like top Game & Watch. So it was like always like I would always take it a little personally back then, more than I do now. Nowadays it's like people like should talk about any character nowadays. So it's not even like anything personal. And I learned how to be less serious about it. I learned to be like, you know what? Yeah, like might as well just embrace it at this point. Like I'm who I am. I am who I am at this point. So that's the way I identify myself. And like it's not something overly serious to take at this point. I think there was a little bit of tension or a little bit of pressure on myself when it came to the peak of competitive Smash. People always want like hype. Well, it's a little different when it comes to actually no, people definitely want hype, but there's levels to it. So like MKLeo, for example, top player, everybody knows him, he's famous and everything. There's players that people know that are top players, famous, that are hype, but people look at the brand name specifically, like MKLeo, Tweek, Glutoni. What else am I missing? Hurt nowadays. Hurt is a Snake player, and what other players? They look at brand names like that, right? So people look at it as, oh, this player is more hyped than the other player. So they root for that other player, and they what's it called? They sorry, it's a little difficult to explain, but basically people are like, oh, MKLeo's playing, now I'll watch Smash. That's how people are nowadays. MKLeo's not watching, oh, why watch this game?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at the viewership online, watching Smash is like, oh, you look at one match and it has Game & Watch Steve and it's at a major. It has only maybe like what 500 views, 100 views. Then you put MKLeo on the screen and then like it gets 30K views easily. So that's how the branding goes for Smash. And back then, I was always I felt like, oh man, like my presence here, like it kind of sucks. I don't have like 10K people watching my matches because it's not hype enough. So that would always hurt me emotionally sometimes. But at this point, I'm like, like I have to be my own brand, and like just like haters are just normal, you know?
Yeah.
Haters are just normal to the point in this game, and just play with my strengths at this point. Like I'm a strong player, and like I have a chance. Oh, and the strength that I have to play is like I can overcome Japan, because that's the brand I'm going towards, right? Overcoming Japan. Overcoming Japan. In terms of level of skill, because people are like, you know what, this is a war between countries now at this point, not just a matter of what's hype and what's not. So I can play to that strength.
Yeah. So like, what he's like explaining a little bit is like he's talking about like the certain characters that are within the game, and like certain characters are seen as more exciting or fun as compared to like at his character, which Mr. Game & Watch is very goofy.
Yeah, very goofy. Not something that people want to watch. It gets very boring.
Yeah.
It gets very boring, like to watch. Like I realized that myself too. At first I thought Game & Watch was so cool, and then I'm watching it more. I'm like, wait a minute, yeah, this makes sense. People are getting bored of this, and I'm watching it too. I'm like, yeah, like why would I want to watch this 24/7? So,
but like, the other thing about what makes the character strong also makes a lot of the things boring for a lot of the audience. However, if you understand the game slightly, then you have to respect how impressive it is. For example, Mr. Game & Watch has one move, the up B.
Up B.
Yeah. Which you press up and B on your stick, and he jumps out and into a parachute. And another thing people will never understand is that it is 3 frames, which is 3/60ths of a second.
Yeah.
And for him to be able to react to moves with that option is having such a strong, in-depth knowledge on that. If you put into like a sports term, he's reacting faster to that than a lot of baseball players are reacting to a 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, that's 3 frames, a lot quicker than reacting to a baseball coming at your face.
But like the stuff that you have to do is superhuman in its own way, right? And like you had to hone this throughout several years of experience and like the play and all that.
Yeah, it's hard to organize my thoughts on the timeline of everything, but like it's a grind of years. It's a grind of years. That's what it took to at least get to where I am right now. You know?
And you're doing all of this while studying. Well, now you graduated.
Now I'm graduated.
So like now you're on the job hunt. But you're on the job hunt trying to become an engineer. Why didn't you think about becoming a full-time Smash player?
I'm thinking about it sometimes. I'm thinking about it. It's a hard choice to make. Having a normal job, coming home and playing video games after you're done with your day job is the typical tradition, you know? My lifestyle for Smash would probably be like, oh, get this money, travel here, and then earn, and then keep the earnings, and then traveling somewhere else, playing again, and then maybe possibly earning income through streaming, YouTube videos, and all that. That's a possible idea. Or no, I think that's mandatory if I wanted to make like a living for Smash. I think traveling and playing is definitely not enough for Smash Brothers. So I'd have to find all my possibles, like what's it called? Um what am I trying to say? All the possible like things
Avenues.
that avenues, sorry, yeah. All the possible avenues that I could access to be able to make a living. But other than that, it's a really hard decision, so I haven't made it yet, but if it is possible, I'd like to pursue it. Yeah.
But like the other big issue about like being a Smash Bros. Player is that like you're saying you're going to travel for all these tournaments, and Genesis has like about what 620 players, and you only get paid if you're top 8.
And you only get like $100 if you make like 7th place. Maybe 50 actually. $50 is like probably more realistic. It's like I got $100 for getting 7th at Battle of BC, and I beat the best player at the time in the world, which was Hurt, because he had just won Genesis, and he won like 2 other majors before that. So he was like considered the best in the world, because then even Akola, which is considered the number 1. Actually, no, Spargo would be considered number 1 in that time, right? But Akola's like, fighting
2.
for like number 2 basically, right?
Yeah.
So like beating number 2 and also beating Spargo, which Hurt was doing at that point, was what's it called? Well, so he was considered to be number 1 at the time. Beating number 1, beating Light, a top 10 player, and then beating who else? What else did I beat? Riddles at the time. He was, yeah, he's like a legend in the game. Beating, winning big major tournaments and all that, and then also beating Rocky. So he's a big figure from Japan. Beating all those players is for $100. Like I got $100 for beating all of these players.
Huh? Oh, pretty sure we've and you're the Monte, so like
Yeah.
like you have to deal with trying to beat all these players, and like now that you're like still pretty much in the thick of it of like taking the game, even though you say you're not taking the game seriously, you're definitely still taking the game serious.
I definitely am. Yeah.
Like you still have to like kind of like see the fun of it all and all that, but when you're in the zone, you still have to see everything in a different light.
Yeah.
So like what do you think makes you were talking about how every character has like its own brand. What is the brand of Monte?
Monte is Monte Mentality, which
Mentality, baby.
which is montality. You combine it and it's montality. It just means like I don't even know at this point what it means. A branding can be just from people, and that's the branding that I made. Monty Mentality. I say I keep it at Monty Mentality because, Monty is the way how you say it in regular English. But it is technically Monte because that's how I pronounce my name. I'm Hispanic, and that's how I say it, Monte, and that's how my close relatives, or sorry, my family members, when they're pronouncing my tag, and also players from Mexico, that's also how they say my name, like Monte. But not everybody pronounces it that way, I guess, at this point. So I don't push against it because Monty Mentality also sounds pretty cool. So I keep it at Monty Mentality because that's also pretty cool. And Monty Mentality is just my brand, and I keep it. I try to keep it. My brand is that I try to keep it casual, like more nonchalant, not serious, all that stuff. Yeah, and also a city that I live nearby is El Monte. So that is also kind of cool too. Like I'm Monte from El Monte. I'm Monty from El Monte. That's that's pretty cool. City in nearby Los Angeles,
Yeah.
California. So yeah.
But that's
That's what I would say is the main way to describe the branding of Monty Mentality. Monty Mentality is like you say that whenever something silly happens or ridiculous happens in the middle of my game or in the middle of anything that I say online or social media, or something cool, something like like Monty is carrying SoCal's back and the last SoCal player remaining. Monty Mentality. Or like, he made a huge upset. Monty Mentality. Or he did this. Monty Mentality. Whatever I did is just Monty Mentality. That's the type shit it is.
the type shit. On God, like the way I see the mentality is here's kind of my outside perspective.
Yeah.
You see things in a very oversimplified way.
Okay.
But you make it seem so easy, right?
Okay.
You're like oh, he's right, like oh, you could have done this. You just make it seem you're like you beat his ass and you're like, but why didn't you do that? That's mentality to me.
Oh.
That's the mentality to me. That's
Okay.
that's the mental. Right?
So like an example would be, I think I know what you mean. Like an example would mean like, oh, I up smashed 5 times and it worked.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's like why didn't you just punish that?
Yeah.
Like you knew what I was doing. Or like
but I did something else and it worked anyways.
Yeah. Or like you would when you're fighting someone and here's like a little more technical term, you put them in disadvantage, which means you just put them in they're stuck in the corner. That's your biggest strength is like dealing, like always closing out a stock or a life when they're in the corner and they just can't get out. They just can't play the game anymore.
Yeah.
And like that's mentality to me is like, dude, just get like there's ways you just need to get out of disadvantage. Like you just need to play neutral again. We need to get it back to even.
Yeah. That is definitely Monty Mentality. Everything that I do, I guess, is Monty Mentality.
Yeah.
Everything like that's like at least like outlandish or landmark, a landmark in something. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like if I do something so stupid that it worked, that's Monty Mentality. Or I do something that's so broken and so strong that it looks like there's nothing that the opponent can do. That's Monty Mentality as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also whenever you're talking to people about it and like I see it in their face. They get frustrated.
Yeah.
They get so frustrated. Like,
they do.
It's not that simple.
I don't even know. I don't know.
But like, if you're put into your own situation when you had to fight yourself, like, how would you have to deal with that? But
I don't know. I don't know myself. I don't know how to beat myself. That's whoa. I don't know how I would be able to. I don't know how I would be able to defeat myself. I ain't gonna say beat, but I don't know how I would. I don't know how I would defeat myself. Like everybody asks me, like, "Oh, like how would you deal with yourself?" I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I would beat myself. I have no idea.
I created this so you couldn't beat me.
Yeah. I created something that is an unbreakable wall. Like that's the play style in my character that I made.
Yeah. But like there's probably like a lot of like parents out there that just like don't truly understand like their kids trying to become like they want to be like a pro Smash player or a streamer or whatnot. Like how feasible do you think it is for most people to like do this, to go on like to become a pro player?
Like you're asking like how much it takes.
Yeah.
It definitely takes hours of pissing off your parents. Well, back then when I was playing online, I would say there were moments where I would stay at home and they're like, "Hey, hey, are you going out tonight?" "No, I'm staying home." "Okay." And then just being like, "Okay, can you take out the trash and stuff?" And then like, "Okay, yeah, do all these chores and do all that while I'm practicing the game." But anyways, that's a little overly overly personal anyways. But it just takes hours of sacrifice. That's the main thing I wanted to get at. It's sacrifice where you you do things to make sure that you accomplish
Mm-hmm.
what you want.
And
Oh.
yeah. Oh. He's like,
Yeah.
you're like, why didn't you do the chores?
There were moments where I would sacrifice to get to make sure that I I get better at the game, and then I finish my chores afterwards, which is not, that's not a good thing.
Mhm.
And what's it called? But that all happened, but then I learned, this is how I learned how to be a better version of myself, where I'm like, you know what, this is actually, this is not good. This is what I need to this is where I realize, you know what, yeah, like the chores come in, this is sometimes too this is stupid sometimes. Like I'm kind of overdoing it on this game. There's moments where I need to detach myself from the game, and I need to go do my chores first. I need to actually um, get the stuff done first before I actually play on my game. And I learned that over the years that those things were the most important in the household. And once I did that, I realized that chores are very meditative. They're very meditative to do, and detaching from technology, detaching from everything, that was the most important aspect of that stuff. um, I realized that it wasn't worth the trouble. It wasn't worth the trouble that I did to well, it wasn't worth the trouble that I put into the game to trouble my family. It wasn't my whole family. I'd say my mom. My mom is the one that was like, "Okay, how come you didn't do this, or how come you did this, or how come you didn't do this?" She wanted me. Sometimes I felt like I needed to um tell her like, "Oh, I'm happy that I accomplished this," and she's like, "Yeah, that's good. Now, take out the trash. Now do this, do this." And then I'm like, "Yeah, that's true, that's true. I gotta, I gotta complete my chores first before I get to this game." The main thing that really helped me stress free when I was playing at the house, all these online tournaments, was you know make sure all the chores in the house were done first before I get to the game. That was what I got into a kind of rhythm for, and I was like, you know what, like, yeah, this is important. This is important to get these chores done, and then once I bring this money to the tournaments, that's where, or from the tournaments, I'm like, you know what, I can pay for this. I can pay for this. I can pay for X. Or look, I'm out and this is a hobby that I'm doing. That's what my mom found good for me. And being in the house and playing on the online tournaments was, what's it called? Was the results of that was I needed to complete all these chores. So that was something that I was constantly doing every day, or not every day. I wouldn't say I was playing online tournaments every day. I would play I would play like maybe like 1 or 2 hours of online game, but I would be able to drop it, right? Because I was just playing online. I was playing on Elite Smash, which is Smash Ultimate's
Online ranked mode.
online ranked mode. So I would play those tournaments and or not tournaments, sorry. I would play online and I would be able to stop it and be like, hey, I gotta go do whatever it is that I gotta do in the house. That was different from tournaments. In tournaments, I had to be in this moment and I had to be focused on this moment here. I had to wait at home. I can't just leave the house and go do what I need to do. So that was those were kind of sacrifices that I made when I was playing tournaments. I realized that was not a good thing to do. So I eventually stopped playing online tournaments, and once COVID stopped, once everybody was able to attend in-person tournaments around May 2021, that's when I felt like it was becoming more mentally healthy for me to play in tournaments because one, I wasn't at the house. I was going to in-person tournaments. I was playing against players and I was, socializing, hanging out with people. And I didn't have the burden of being at home and being forced to multitask in a sense, play the tournament and then go do my chores. I'd rather just do one thing, right? I'd rather just either focus completely on the game or focus completely on my chores. But it was a grind. It was definitely a grind at home when I was playing to, balance both, to be able to play and then go do my chores, play and then go do my chores and then complete my schoolwork, obviously, because I was still in high school. I was still in high school back then when I was playing online.
Gross.
So I was a senior in high school playing. So that's what I and then eventually I graduated from high school, but it only took like one semester, or sorry, no. Man, I was playing online from when COVID hit, March 2020 to April, May 2021-ish. That's the phase that I entered, like just playing online, trying to get as much experience as I can. And that was a total of 1.5 years.
Yeah.
No. March 2020 to
exactly a year.
March 2020 to, that's about 14 months. Yeah, like a year and 2 months.
Yeah.
A year, a month, like about a year. So that was what I was constantly doing. But, playing at home really built up that experience of being able to multitask with the game and then with my chores and then being able to gain experience in tournament. Not seeing the person face to face really made a big difference for that. Playing online and playing it, there was no emotional factor when it came to the game. Like sometimes when you finish a game, you look at your opponent and you go, wow, he must be pissed off. If you win, right? Or if you lose, like I'm upset, right? So the in-person factor is completely different from the online factor. But playing online, there is no emotion to it. There is no in-person factor, no socialization, no nothing. So, and also there was lag online. So doing both of those, playing online was definitely an experience builder. There was no emotion when playing, right? When playing offline, you would look at your opponent, you wouldn't look at your opponent. You would look at the screen and you would just kind of just play your match. That's how I felt, getting into offline from online. I hadn't felt that social aspect of Smash yet.
Never had to deal with the rager yet.
Nope. I hadn't dealt with that. I dealt with it, like I started realizing, oh shit, like people are gonna start raging to my game. And obviously online people would text me like after a match saying, hey, fuck you, or hey, your Game Watch is stupid, shut up. And then I got called the N-word like a bunch of times too. I remember online being thrown slurs and shit like that at me for playing my game. And I'm like, yeah, my character is pretty stupid. I didn't know how to handle it back then, so I would just argue back. I wouldn't be like nowadays where I'd be like, oh yeah, dude, like my character's pretty stupid. I'm gonna be straight. Your emotions, the way you're feeling, like is pretty normal. Like it's not
Hey,
like
no, that's not that normal.
no. To feel
No, that-
to feel like how you're feeling against my character. It's normal to be like. It's normal to feel like built-in emotions so built that like you just lash out. Like it's normal. It's not. That's not normal, right?
Yeah,
That
like-
that was that emotion itself. That's
Yeah.
not normal.
No, it's normal to feel that, but to hit you with slurs is kind of insane.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like
Yeah.
throwing like you know,
Yeah.
like throwing like you fucking fag and like all that shit like that.
Yeah.
Like those were slurs that were thrown in the chat
Mhm.
over on online tournaments. Those were pretty common. Those
Yeah.
are pretty common for me. There was a lot of people that are silent or like, wow, fuck you, or like this and this and this. There's a bunch of responses I
Carried.
got. There's a bunch of carried. I'm sorry, yeah, carried.
You're
I missed
You're
that.
so carried.
I missed that. Carried, all those things. Like you're so carried, dude. Like, and then I remember like there's this kid that I would fight a lot in tournaments, and he's like, and every time he would, I would pop up the chat after because I'm like, okay, I see it coming. I see the reaction coming. I would go to the chat and be like, GG's, and then they were like, good games, and then they were like, what? How did you what did you do? Like literally in text form. That's how I kind of read it to myself. I was like, they were like, what did you do, dude? I cannot beat you. You're so frustrating, dude. Don't leave the chat, please. How do I beat you? How do I beat you? And this is in text.
Yeah.
Please. How do I beat you? No, I'm serious. It's not funny. And they were, and I'm gonna be straight. I was a little evil for that moment. I was like, I literally typed haha, and then I put exclamation
Montality.
mark. I didn't have
Montality right there.
I didn't put what's it called? I didn't put Monty Mentality back then, but low-key, I should have been like, haha, hashtag Monty Mentality. Back then, if I knew my brand back then, I would have been like, haha, hashtag haha Monty Mentality. But actually, I didn't mention this, but my tag wasn't Monty back then.
Oh.
In what's it called? In 2020, in 2020, I would say from March to December 2020, it was Monty Ant. That was
Monty
my
Ant?
original name.
Yeah.
MONTE and then add ANT.
Yeah.
That was my original tag. So I hadn't come up with Monty Mentality back then, but Monty Ant was like my original tag. Hindsight, and then December of 2020, I realized, oh yeah, this tag is way too long. People don't know how to pronounce it. They're like, how do you say it, bro? Montenat.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of feedback from that, and then I eventually just changed it to Monty.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned. That's how I discovered my brand. But yeah, the Monty is what I was called from like the beginning of January 2021, and yeah, people were mad at me pretty often during that time. Yeah.
And
But yeah.
but so like you've been in here forever, right?
Uh-huh.
And like you have to have like a strong sense like that. Now that you've been playing in person a lot, you have to have like a strong connection with like your community, right? So like, who are like the people that you feel like really helped you on your journey?
Damn. I will say, if we're gonna start from the beginning, my friend Diego from high school was my mentor for the beginning of Smash. He is the one that introduced me to the game. He's the one that I played casually with since December of 2018, which is when it was released. So he got me through the early times. He showed me how to RAR like back then, which is reverse aerial rush, which is just turning around, throwing out your back move, which most characters' back moves are really strong. So you want to be able to perform that. And I didn't know how to back aerial back in the day, like 2019. So I went to his house once and I was like, hey, can you show me how to do it? And then he showed me. He wasn't really, overly serious about the game. But he showed me how to do it. And that was like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. And then for some reason, I just locked in after that. I was like so invested into this game. I went home, had my mom buy me a Switch, and I was like, yeah, I wanna learn this game. So I was just
wanna bear everybody for the rest of the time.
I was so locked in, and I was just like, okay, he taught me how to do this. Let me see if I can enter a tournament. So then I entered those tournaments, and then the first few offline, and then back then there was this player named Meister Mario. Meister. That's an old name. That's an old name for Jordan right here. That's an old name. He doesn't play anymore. He's retired, but he was number 5 in SoCal at the time.
Oh yeah.
In 2019 December. So I took him to last hit at a local. I beat my first round. I don't remember who he played. Then I played
Monty Mentality.
then I played Meister, and then it went to last hit, and I was so surprised by that because I knew who this dude was. I knew who he was. He didn't know who I was, and I was just game and watch. And then he complained to me. Oops, sorry. And then he complained to me afterwards. He's like, "Dude, that character is a piece of shit." To me, like straight to my face. And I'm like, "Dude, good games, bro." I was so shocked, but I remember in the back of my head right now. I remember I was like I remember he was like complaining to me like, "Dude, you're strong, bro." Like he was telling me like, "Dude, you're strong. That character is crazy as hell, bro." And then after that I was like, "Wow, wait, hold up. I could do something more like than this." I got destroyed in my losers match because I didn't know how to fight against Joker. That was my opponent. I remember that moment still. And all of this was at a local tournament. This was back then when tournaments were like at what's it called? At churches. We still do it at churches sometimes.
Oh, it's Smash at Church.
But
No,
this
it
was
wasn't Smash at
this
Church,
was
right?
like an Owl's Nest tournament.
Oh.
What's it?
Oh, Master Mario. Master Mario plays Mario. Oh well, he plays Game and Watch.
Yeah.
So,
So,
like-
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he played Mario. Master Mario played Mario, and then I played Game and Watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to clarify that. But Master Mario was a guy who played Mario.
Yeah.
That was his original
Yeah.
name, Master Mario, which Master Mario is how you would say it in proper English.
No, he
But,
he had the A. That was part of the proper.
That was part of his brand, Master.
And
Master Mario.
He's also such a goofball. Too.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool guy.
I love him.
He's like he always makes memes and shit like that. This game boring. This game dumb as fuck. That's how I remember him. For. He would always be like, this game dumb as fuck. That's how he would sound.
You're carried as hell, but you're good. You're good though.
That's how he sounded. That's exactly how he sounded when he told me that. That's exactly how he sounded when he told me that. So that stuck with me. This is his voice, right?
Yeah.
His voice that stuck with me. And funnily enough, at this local, I met this player named Tyranks. He's Lucina main, and he was the same age as me back then. Well, we're all the same age. We're still the same age nowadays. He was about he's black. He's black. He's black. He's black. We were just kids, kids at the time. I was like 16. He was like 17/18. I forgot how old he was. But we were just kids back then. And I introduced him. And actually, I brought Diego with me back then to this tournament because he hadn't been to a tournament back then. And we played against each other. We got to know each other. I introduced Diego to Tyranks, and we got to know each other and all that. And that is where I'm like, holy God, I gotta actually start grinding. I could actually use some water.